Thiệu Như, why is critical thinking important to you?
Well, I think critical thinking is the way that we make decisions every single day. Of course, all of our thoughts in every single day could not be critical, or else it would be too stressful and we will run out of energy to do more important stuff. But critical thinking actually helps me a lot when I have to make difficult decisions, like whether or not to write an essay about water or write an essay about trees and plants. So critical thinking is thinking in many different perspectives, and debating is actually one of the things that helps a lot with critical thinking.
We have this small club called the Doksa, and we decided to join it together, and that's when we started to debate and to critical thinking more.
Okay.
Yeah. When we got into the club, I don't think we have bond as good as right now. We haven't been as close, but after a short time working together, we've got to know each other and be really good teammates.
So we have a new use for critical thinking, apparently. It's to create friendships, and I think that's amazing. But I'm so fascinated with the fact that you guys first met each other through this club and like bonded over this club, right? But you guys first met in 4th grade, am I correct? And you guys were introduced to critical thinking at such a young age. That was when you were 9 years old, right?
Yeah. Actually, I didn't know about critical thinking and stuff until I was grade 5. Okay. We have something called critical thinking exercise, but we did not know critical as a thing, critical thinking as a thing. We just debate, and after a year of doing it, we actually realized that it's a thing.
I think all of us have started to critical think at a very young age, but we haven't been aware of it. But when we got to get to know more of it, and then it became such an important thing, and you started to notice it more in your daily life, such as making small decisions. So since I got introduced with it, I started to realize that it's more important than I've ever thought of it.
Okay, that's very cool. So if we follow a timeline, it's actually we get introduced into this world as babies, and then we start to critically think, and then we make decisions, and then we are aware that those decisions are made because of critical thinking. But before we go into that, there's this beautiful picture up here. And is this a memory? Is this a competition? Tell me a bit about it.
This was the day the same as we have our first interview with IFO. Me and Quỳnh Anh is two person that got this. No one else got it. Me and Quỳnh Anh only.
So we feel very honored.
Yeah,
to have
we feel very honored.
You see here? You see my girls? The girls of ISO. They deserve an applause. Come on. So, okay. Talking about critical thinking in everyday life, do you use it outside of school? Do you use it for hobbies or entertainment? What are some choices you make that you think are critical?
For me, critical thinking happens in even the smallest situation, like deciding what you want to eat today. I used to go on a very rough diet, and I have to decide whether I eat greens or just eat whatever I want. So I try to apply critical thinking in that, and a little bit of emotion, because I want to not only to make myself full and happy, but also make me healthy. So it applies. Critical thinking applies very
everywhere.
It's everywhere in daily life.
How have you been practicing your critical thinking skills? Because it seems like it's embedded in every part of your life. It's even in your eating pattern. Yeah. So do you read books? Do you take courses? What do you do?
I read books.
Okay.
To my surprise, reading books, these are almost fiction books. So to my surprise, fiction books are actually better for critical thinking than non-fiction. Fiction books is like an art form. So when children are leads down to fiction books, they are left, there's like a place that is left to invent a larger part of themselves. So fiction books really helps with critical thinking?
I'm the opposite to Thiệu Như. I don't read books unless I have to, and books really don't
like
fascinate me because most of the books I have to think the way that the authors think, and sometimes the character do something that I disagree with. That's when I get really, really bored at the book. So I don't use it to improve my critical thinking skill. Instead, I try to debate with my friends, or I apply my critical thinking skill with when I have a conflict between my family members. So I try to think in different people's perspective, so that I could apply it with. And it's a really great way to apply critical thinking in real life too.